Okay, so we are currently in Chorley in Lancashire in the car park of what was the Camelot Theme Park. I had a request in the comments of the last video to do a video here from Mike Parr, so cheers Mike. Googled it, it's about an hour away from where I live, so decided to drive it out. It's been raining for the past like 3 hours. So just quickly check the UAV forecast. As I say, the rain has stopped now, as you can tell, but just double checking the wind is all good. Yeah, everything's hunky-dory. So in that sense, we are good to fly. The only thing I am unsure of is how long we'll get to fly. There is security around, so we'll just have to see what we get. So we'll get the drone up and see what we can get from where we are. The park is quite big, but I'm not quite sure how close we can get to the entrance without getting asked to leave. So let's see if the Mavic Mini's range does us justice.
Take off.
Okay, up we go. So you can just see the entrance there. We've got it nice and high so we can see the majority of the park, and we'll work our way through bit by bit. Okay, so this is where we are at the minute. This is the car park, and obviously this would be where everybody would park up and get ready to go in. I think this opened in 1983. But was actually shut in 2012 just due to lack of people visiting, I suppose. It was bought by quite a lot of companies that tried to sort things out and put the park back in working order, but none of them were successful. Some of them blamed the Jubilee and the Olympics, various different reasons for people not coming, but in the end the park just closed because not enough people were visiting. So yes, we've got the entrance down there. Let's see if I can get a bit of a closer shot of that towards the end of the video, but we'll try to get the majority of the park in first. There's 2 turrets at the entrance. There's a lot of turrets going on because the theme of this obviously was Camelot with King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. Not quite sure what's in each of these buildings, but unfortunately this is all that's left. Here's the buildings, because the last ride was actually taken down I think a couple months ago, called Nightmare, and that was in fact over there if I'm right. In that direction there's a big, yeah, you can see it, the big piece of land that's bare. That's where that ride was. It does look to be quite an interesting place though, but as I say, there's a lot of security around, I think, that with dogs and bits and bobs. I did just see a van go in. I'm not quite sure what this blue thing is down here. I've seen it on other videos. I thought it was some sort of swimming pool, but it's not really easy to tell unless you get closer.
Maximum flight altitude reached.
Okay, so we're at max altitude there. It's a nice height to get everything in. Let's head over to where Nightmare was and see if we can get that far. But yeah, after doing a bit of reading online, I think the general consensus is that they're ripping a lot of this down in order to prepare for some sort of housing estate. But also from what I read, they've put in for a lot of housing plans and a lot of them have just been rejected. But yeah, that piece of land there in the middle of the screen is where Nightmare used to be. It was just a big rusty old track, but apparently it was the biggest attraction at Camelot back in the day, and it could be seen from the motorway as people approached. Yeah, so all these little patches of land will have had rides on. Looks to be a little pond down there, or some sort of little stream. Yeah, it's a cool place. So I might bring us down a little bit and see if we can get a bit closer to some of these buildings. Might even see some security guards wandering around. I'll try to see if I can get a nice little orbit of the turrets actually. So yeah, so let's bring us down. See if we can get some nice shots of the entrance and of the turrets. You can just see the vans in there, or van, and that's one of the security vans. Okay. And that's just the other side of where we are with the GoPro. I imagine the lower we get this, the more chance there is of somebody clocking onto the fact that there's someone out here, but as I say, we've got a little bit of a video already, so I'll just see what we can get in terms of cinematic stuff. So what I'm going to try to do is bring us down and maybe try fly through the middle of these two turrets. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so we're at 15 meters there. I'll just have a quick check and make sure we're not going to land on anything. Let's see if we can get a better line of sight of the turrets. Okay, so I can just see above this little building here the turrets. As long as we aim for the middle, we should be good. Wonder if the security are having a tea break or something. That's what we've been flying for about 10 minutes now. I reckon if they were going to come out, they'd come out. What else can we do? I don't know if I want to risk an orbit, just because we'll probably end up getting quite close to that roof. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll take a reference from the roof. So I'll get my position from the roof, then do a little orbit. Just so we're not hitting anything. Okay. Let's give this a go. Oh hello, we've got dogs barking. Ah, dog, you made me fluff the shot. Yeah, let's take this up. It's bothering the dogs. We'll just see what's going on over here. Don't know if you can hear that in the background, but they are barking quite a lot. Here we go, let's have a little explore of this. I think that's a football there on the roof of that building. Ah, cool, so you can still see one of the tracks. But the trees are taking it, I think. It's definitely overgrown. So I'm not sure if the dogs are barking at me or the drone, to be honest. I chatted to a guy who's local, who'd come here a couple of times. He said to just not get too close to the front, really, because that's what sets the dogs off. But I would have thought that the drone would set it off, to be honest. Okay, let's have a little look in here. We'll see if we can get a shot that gives us a clear view of inside of here. I think it's just a seating area. Try not to get too low because we'll lose signal. That's probably all we can get. 20 meters. Yeah, I think it's just some sort of seating area, really. For the people who watched the last video that I did, I think it'd be a lot easier to climb in there right now, to grab the drone if it fell, as opposed to this place. It would definitely have been a lot easier to get the drone out of there. So we'll just look at the map down there and we'll follow the track back round to where we are. Cool little building. I think a lot of the interesting places here are just covered by trees, so it's only when you fly over them or from a decent angle that you can actually see what's there. Okay, let's see if we can quickly go up to the max altitude, get a nice final shot of Camelot.
Maximum flight altitude reached.
Okay, yeah, so we got our low battery warning there. But we'll just get a nice final shot from as far back as we can go. Be interesting if the drone is beeping up there as well. That'll probably set the dogs off. Poor dogs. They've not had a good day today. Okay, cool. Let's bring us into land. But yeah, so that's what Camelot looks like now. Not quite sure how long it's going to be there like that. And it's a shame that we missed the nightmare ride, but oh yes, you can just see there that the door of the van's open, so chances are they have seen me flying around, but just haven't really been that bothered. So if you are thinking of coming and flying here, it's not actually that bad. Cool, let's go catch this guy before he lands in a pile of moss. Okay, so yeah, that was Camelot Theme Park, or what was Camelot Theme Park. Not a great deal of it left. Still looks quite cool from what is here. If anyone's thinking of coming and having a look, this is probably as far as you get, unless you decide to go in round the back over a fence through a field. But yeah, it's quite a nice place to fly. There's a lot of old bits and bobs still scattered around. It's not completely wiped out yet. Would have been good if the rides were still here. But yeah, I'm just happy to have caught it at this point, I think, before it all disappears completely. Thanks to Mike for that suggestion. Hope that ticked your boxes, Mike. If you want to see more of this kind of thing, feel free to subscribe. Any suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll see what I could do. If it's not too far, then I'll check it out. But yeah, thanks for watching, and stay safe.